So, mistakes have been made, and because of that, we're gonna have to restart this project. Also, unfortunately, this isn't even the worst part. Let me take you on a journey of creating a custom Rubik's Cube, and I guarantee that you'll learn a few things about sticker mods along the way. So if you've ever wanted to try creating a sticker mod of your own, make sure to watch this video first. This all started with the idea to make a Rubik's Cube sticker mod based on the thermometers puzzle. I guess you could say this is sort of a sequel to the Kakuro Cube I made before, just with a different theme. Let's talk about the thermometers puzzle for a bit. So I found out about this logic puzzle from the puzzle team site. The rules are pretty simple. You just have to figure out which thermometers are empty, partially filled, or completely filled. The thermometers are filled from the base, which is the bulbous end, and without gaps, regardless of the thermometer's orientation in the grid. The numbers around the grid show how many cells are filled in a row or column. I was a bit skeptical about using this to design a 3D puzzle like a Rubik's Cube, but the Kakuro Cube ended up being pretty cool, so I thought, why not? To make this cube, I had to start with understanding the different variants of this puzzle. This site, which I will link in the description, provides different sizes and versions of the puzzle. But I wanted to focus on just the 4x4 version because that already complicates the cube. So I browsed through different puzzles with this layout, and I decided to use puzzles that have a similar set of clues just for consistency. So I looked for puzzles that had clues divided into 4 ones, 2 2s, and 2 3s. Whenever I found one, I solved it so that I can have a screenshot of the solved puzzle. So I wanted this on a 3x3 cube, but obviously the thermometers puzzle is technically on a 5x5 grid if we take the clues as part of the grid. The simple solution to this is to just show the clues on the other side so that we can have a 6x6 grid, which is easier to overlay on a 3x3 face. I tested out this layout and it was all good, so now we move to the actual sticker design. We start off by dividing the template into 4 spaces per facelet. Then we can add the thermometers. I decided to use the color scheme from the puzzle at this point, but I was pretty sure I was going to change that eventually. More on that later. Then, instead of adding the clues as numbers, I used a dice-like design. This is the same style I used for the Kakuro Cube, and the main idea here is that this way the numbers don't have to face a certain direction to be read. Lastly, let's add some classic custom cuber stripes. So now it's coloring time. I wanted to use a green force cube for this, so I had to have a color scheme that works with neon green. I also started realizing that this puzzle was way too complicated to solve if the colors were the same all around. So I thought of using 3 different color schemes, one for each pair of opposite faces. I thought the difficulty was in incorporating a pen and paper puzzle into a 3D cube, but as it turns out, it's figuring out the colors for a neon green cube. Then I remembered I had transparent stickers that I wanted to try. If you remember from the intro, I used transparent stickers for this puzzle. That wasn't the initial plan, but now that seems to be the solution that can actually save this puzzle. So I designed the colors with the transparent stickers in mind. I decided to use a brown color scheme that contrasts against the neon green. It was ugly. And if you think this is ugly, it gets way worse. I start cutting and attaching these ugly stickers to the cube, hoping that the transparent stickers will have a cool effect that will make it look better. It did not make it look better. The color combination was really bad and the ink on the transparent sticker sheet wasn't saturated enough. The cube looked sick, like I'm going to vomit sick. I really didn't want to recolor one more time, but I gritted my teeth and did it anyway. I started reconsidering if the problem is the neon green cube. You might be shouting at the screen saying, well then just change the base cube. But here's the thing. When I make force cubes for my puzzles, there will always be a green force cube, and it will probably always be around this shade of color. So I think this is a chance for me to understand how I can work with this specific color. As much as I hate it now, and I will probably hate this for a long time. So anyway, I went back to a simpler scheme and just stuck with green and white. I still didn't use the same scheme for everything, rather I used two similar color schemes, light and dark green. I also printed this on opaque sticker paper so that the white parts can tone down the shocking neon green. Naturally, next came more cutting, and did I mention more cutting? Oh yeah, and more sticker sticking. And finally, here's our puzzle. Do I love the end result? To be honest, not that much. The two green schemes ended up being too similar, so it's really hard to discern one shade of green from the other. But is it better than the first version? Absolutely. That's what I've been telling myself so that I can sleep at night. I imagine this will be a nightmare to solve, but that doesn't mean I won't try. I will probably have to redesign and reprint the stickers just one more time, just to get a good contrast between the two shades of green. But I would really love to try solving this after that. I think that would work well, but a lot of things that I thought would work well very clearly did not. So what do I know? Guess we'll find out in another video. For now, thanks for checking out this sticker mod, and for more puzzles, click on the video on your screen right now.